Unlike the past few weeks, I'm not going to be reviewing a PS2 game this week. Mostly because I haven't spent enough time on Dokapon Kingdom to review it properly. And I'm not sure I'm going to be honest. The single-player campaign is just not very fun, because the AI cheats, and blatantly so. Even on a low difficulty setting like I have it on, it cheats hardcore. Like, it'll get the perfect spins whenever it needs to, just to completely wreak havoc on you and ruin all the fun you could have with it, because the game doesn't really have that much random number generation. In fact, you can prove it to yourself if you save the game and then spin, and then reset it and spin again, you'll always get the same result. So there's no real working around it. You don't have any real randomness to your spin results. They're basically predetermined. So your option's basically going to be to figure out how to most strategically use those results. But you don't know what the next spin's going to be necessarily unless you spend a couple turns ahead and then see if that still matches up, which I'm not as sure about. But I really don't want to find out either. I think they usually do match up though. Or at least the AI still gets the same results regardless, so there's a little point to trying to figure that out, because the AI cheats, like I said. Outside of all the cheating AI, which just ruins the game in my opinion, I guess there is some fun to be had with the strategic elements, like how do you work, it's like working to get to the weapon store to buy your weapons, or stat placement, and trying to do the jobs, or you just go around the map and continue to pick up towns and whatnot, liberating the red ones for the money, or fighting the ones in the other towns to pick up some extra experience because you're fighting like mini bosses. Working on screwing over the other player, especially if it's the AI. I mean, if it's a friend of yours, you might be a little bit less willing to take advantage of certain aspects of the game to screw with them. Or at least I would probably be. I don't like to play dirty, to be honest. Not to mention, this game's an RPG, so why would I, if I'm playing as a hero, play dirty? I guess that's what makes this an interesting game somewhat conceptually, combining the RPG elements with a board game where you're meant to screw over the other player as much as possible at times. But I don't like doing that sort of stuff, so I guess I'm in sort of a tight boat when it comes to that. As for the game itself, it's not that fun on single player because the AI cheats. Maybe I'd have a better opinion if I played multiplayer, but since I don't really have that many friends that can come over regularly so we can play it, even if they wanted to, I also don't have a second PS2 controller at this point in time. I'd probably have to ask my dad if he knows where the PS2 stuff went, because I think he's the one that disposed of the old PS2, so he might know where the controllers are at, so I can get at least a second, if not third controller in here, without having to try and hunt for one. Because I'd prefer not to have to try and track one down, to be honest. Because that means spending more money on something I probably won't get that much use out of, because not too many people like to play old PS2 games. So I don't know how much love I can really give Dokapon Kingdom if I can't really play it single player wise, and I don't really have too many friends that would probably be willing to play it with me for hours on end. And I'm also not sure if I can work with one controller between two players. I guess I can try that out, but then playing against myself would be sort of boring, wouldn't it? Well, like I said, it would answer the question if I can play a two-player game with just one controller, so we just have to keep passing it back and forth. I somewhat doubt that, but maybe it's programmed like that. Some games can be like that, and it's a board game, so it's not like you have to absolutely have control of the controller at all times. Then again, having the other player hold your controller means they have a chance to be a dick to you also, so take your chances, I guess, if it is possible to do it that way. Outside of that, I don't really have that much to say about the game. I mean, the battles are both strategic and random, I guess. And though, quite frankly, I don't put too much strategy into it. Usually I'll just try to find the card that lets you attack first, and then usually just go with a basic melee attack since I'm playing the warrior class. Ugh. Can't seem to clear my throat today. Ugh. And that's about it, really. I mean, The game's just not that random, despite having the appearance of being so. The AI blatantly cheats. You don't want to play single player, and I don't really have any friends to really play with, so I don't have a really good opinion about Dokapon Kingdom, nor can I offer a good reason for why you should play it yourself or check it out.